Hi, guys, and welcome back to the City Sculptors Season 2. I cannot believe how fast time has gone. I cannot wait for you to listen to all of our episodes and get to hear all of our guests and all of the knowledge that they have to share with you. Make sure to tune in 7 a.m. Monday morning. Hi, and welcome back to the City Sculptors Podcast. We are in Season 2, and our first guest of the season is going to be Chef Jayaun. Welcome.
How you doing?
Great. You are a creative, a mentor, a community leader who uses food as a tool for connection and education and empowerment.
Yes.
That is what I have pulled together from your bio,
Well, thank
outside
you.
of knowing you. But yes.
I'm happy to be here, first of all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for participating and spreading your knowledge with our viewers. So we want to hop right in. Before you became celebrity chef Jayaun, when did you get started as a kid cooking? You started as a kid, I know, but in high school.
Yeah, so even before high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my grandma. She was from Mobile, Alabama, so her just being in the kitchen all the time was just something that I was used to. Now I wasn't a regular kid. Like, I didn't like cereal, sweets, frozen food, nothing like that. See, you couldn't pay me to eat that type of stuff.
Really? You don't have one favorite?
No.
Okay.
It's disgusting. Very disgusting.
Okay.
She always did just really good cooking. So, like, I really fell in love with just the art of food. And then if it wasn't watching WWE, fighting my pillow, jumping off the couch, it was something about the Food Network and, like, watching Iron Chef of America and just different chefs and just seeing their personalities. So I just knew that I wasn't going to be one of those regular kids that just, love just the regular food. So something about me just really gravitated towards that food. So it was like around the age of 8 or 9, spending time in the kitchen a lot with her. She started trusting me. I started making breakfast for myself and then for the family. And then I just, it became something a part of me. And then by the time of high school, once I found out about Herndon, where we went, I got my act together. And so I made sure I had got to go there, got all my grades right for junior and senior year.
Okay.
And just really starting to get in like those state and national-wide competitions at Herndon was just something I really fell in love with, being in the actual kitchen, getting to cook, and actually being in that competition field. So it was perfect. And then I just dived into it. I knew it was me.
Okay. It was a good flow. How did you know it was you? Like, how did you know this wasn't just a hobby? Obviously, some people kind of learn how to cook to survive, especially, at home. I feel like nowadays you can't leave kids at home no more by themselves. But
it's a lot different.
I was to say yes, but back in the day, so some of us are just cooking meals to survive. But how did you know this was like your passion and your thing?
For me, knowing, I would say, I'm like, 5'8" right now, but in high school, I was probably like 4. I wasn't 4. I was like 5'1", 5'2", something like that. So I knew, sports wasn't going to be it for me. I was a very realistic type of person. And so gravitating away from that, just not going towards, what the culture pushes on us, try to be an athlete, do this, do that, let me find something that I actually love. And just growing up in that kitchen, knowing that I always loved food, and then actually finding that love when I actually got to go to Herndon and be a part of that, I just knew for a fact, like, okay, this is something I actually chase. But I did used to be scared of it, though, to be honest with you, because we never seen, like,
I was
going to
say chef. Now, because of Instagram and social media, like, we came up with social media, but before social media was a thing, I've never heard of it's kind of not frowned upon, but it was kind of side-eyed like a man in the kitchen.
That's another reason why I actually was scared to talk about it, actually what I wanted to be, because that's all we used to see was just women in kitchens. But when I would watch TV, it would be all these male chefs on there, but I didn't know how to really kind of voice that to my friends. My family was always cool with it, but friends and whatnot, everybody athlete, doctor, lawyer stuff. And then, a funny thing, I used to always look up what a chef would make in a year, and it was always back then, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 high. So I'm like, man, I'm not trying to be the help, when everybody got these 6-figure, careers that they were chasing. But for me, just knowing that, this is something that's a part of me. And then also, like I said, being scared of not really seeing just African-American chefs. So once social media did start kind of get going in our era, I followed 2 chefs that weren't from here. One's from LA and then the other one's from DC. And they were 2 black males, and just seeing the type of growth and the type of food that they were putting out and just the cool stuff and the people they got to work with, that really helped build my confidence as well, too, to be able to go after, something in this field.
Okay. So outside of, we did you did Herndon, not we. You did Herndon. You learned how to cook there or expand upon your skills. Did you go to college after high school, or did you just go right into the field?
I did go to college. I went to Johnson County Community College. I hated it. I actually did not want to go there at all. I used to really want to leave and go to New York, but my mom couldn't afford it. So she actually snuck and enrolled me in Johnson County. We went just on a college visit. She was just saying, hey, let's just go check it out and whatnot. And at the end of it, I forgot what you would call them, but whoever was touring us, they end up asking, hey, is this something that you're going to, is this a school that you're going to be a part of? It's like, no, I don't think I'm going to go here. My mom was like, well, actually, yeah, he's already enrolled. So I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And that's when I kind of just realized, okay, I guess I'm staying here. But that was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. Because if I would have went off to school somewhere else, I probably would have had that chef mindset of going working in a restaurant. And I actually probably would have fell out of love with cooking because I hate being in restaurants. I love being able to flow on my own, be able to actually work with clients, be able to really build that connection and be able to travel the world too. Like, you can't beat that too. No. I love that part.
So what was it about college? Because I always tell people, I'm like, I do feel like you kind of need college, whether degrees now or you don't necessarily need, but you need to learn how to become an adult.
Yes.
Is what I tell people. I'm like, you learn kind of your structure there. My degree's in psychology.
Not doing you got a psychology degree?
I have a psychology degree.
My mom got a doctorate in psychology.
Yeah, I like to diagnose people on the side, but
okay.
But I am a developer and nonprofit, so it comes in handy sometimes. But usually, when most people get their degree, and you find your passion later, and it sounds like you kind of found it before, but it kind of worked in conjunction. So, what was it about that? Was it the discipline? Was it help our younger viewers understand?
Yes, I think college definitely it tunes you up for the real world. Because most of the time you actually are on your own. Whether you go off to an actual university or even a community college, that's, most parents, they want you to kind of start leaning on yourself, not that they're not going to be there for you, but that's that time that you really need to grow. So you really have to learn discipline, time management for these classes, homework, and on top of that, and then even knowing how to study, retain this information. So I know college did help my skills. It helped me more so with the actual true industry knowledge rather than just being a free-floating chef. There's nothing wrong with that, but I could look at a lot of chefs just on social media that didn't go to school, and I can tell what they are missing. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but you can typically tell. So me going to college, it definitely did help me. Did I like it? No. But did I need it? Yes. But, even then, too, I dropped out of college with 4 classes left. But that's because, I know it's crazy to say something like that. Opportunities were coming my way so fast because I actually did sell myself as a personal chef while I was in school. So when I got to like that pinnacle at that moment, I knew that it was something for me to go ahead and do. I was turning down jobs that, I could make way more money just going to work and whatnot. I just knew because in my school, we were required to go to school full time and work a job full time. And then, even then, like I did love doing my apprenticeship and I loved working, and that definitely helped me out a lot. But it's just the treatment that I got, during college, during my actual apprenticeship and whatnot. I was always the youngest person, typically always the only black person as well too. So what that kind of comes with as well. So I wasn't feeling it like that, but I made college what it was. So I didn't have bad days. I didn't have bad days at work. I made the best out of every situation that I was always in during that whole little grind years in my come up time.
Yeah, I love it. So after college, you talked about you stopped college because of opportunities.
Yes.
And so we always talk about, mentorship and different things on this podcast, but opportunity is one thing that has come up a couple of times last season.
Yes.
How do you know when to take those opportunities or pass by them?
First thing, God, if you have real true faith, no matter who you believe in, if it's Allah, God, Jesus, if that's what you want to call him, anything like that, I think that's the first person you really got to have that conversation with. But you also have to be realistic as well, too. Okay. And really have those conversations with yourself and understand, hey, if I really make this move, is it really going to be smart? is it really going to be a return of investment for myself, no matter what it is? So for me, I knew in that moment and all of these years that I was kind of stacking up in my early moments that it was time for me to do it. So for opportunity, like, and I had true opportunity, I don't want to jump the gun too much, but, I had TV shows reaching out to me. I had big name clients reaching out to me. And it was all from the power of social media as well too, and making sure that I put my work out there. The consistency, a lot of these big brands were finding me in my early years because like they loved my personality, the consistency that I was putting in, my charisma, and then of course the food always looked good and they always heard good things. Yes. So even though it looked good, it definitely tastes good, and they always found that out.
I'm about to say it does taste good.
Yes.
I've had a few of your meals.
The peach cobbler cookies.
Cookies, yes, I could spend the next 30 minutes talking about the cookies. And you did one of my friends' birthday parties before so yes, the food is amazing. But
been knowing you forever.
Yeah, I know.
Since I was a kid.
I hate saying that because I'm like, I am not that old. But
me either. I just turned 30 though last week.
Congratulations. Welcome to the 30 Club.
I know, it feels
How
weird.
Does it feel?
Weird. I can feel it in my body already.
I feel like you can. I feel like the day you wake up, you can feel it. But then it's like also 30 is not that old. But like we're talking about on this podcast, you start reflecting on like, oh my God, dang, I've done so much. And I have known you forever. I'm like, when I think about it in comparison to like how old I am, it's like, pretty much over half of my life.
No, seriously now. Yeah. So, no, that actually is a little bit over half now.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know. It does not seem like
that. I like that.
Yeah.
I think also 30, like, I just been having a lot of these moments of just growth, personal growth as well too. Like now that I'm entering this new decade, like I want to be a better man, not saying that like I'm a bad person, but like I want my reactions to be better. I want my moves to be better. I stop and I think a lot more as well too. Even got into therapy this year, and not because like I had any dying trauma, growing up. It was more so of like, I just want to be able to conquer my own mind and conquer who I am. So no, 30 is like, it's been feeling and looking good right now.
I love
but I can definitely feel it in a different way well too.
For sure.
Yeah, the gym been wearing on me.
But you're in there. I feel like that's the new thing too. So you kind of got to figure out the balance.
Oh my God, yes.
We've been through, honestly, people's like millennials have been through almost everything.
Yeah, we have. I keep trying to tell people I'm millennial too. Somebody was telling me, oh no, you didn't. No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, you're on the cup. Like, if
1996.
I tell people, I'm like, if I know you, I'm considering you a millennial or older. Gen Z is like my 10-year-old niece.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where she might be younger, but I cannot associate with.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we talked about the opportunities that you took.
Yes.
Or we said opportunities. We didn't tell them about the opportunities that you took. So before Hell's Kitchen, which is like the big one that everybody knows, we also know you as a celebrity chef for a lot of clients. How did you get into that?
So for me, going back to social media, it actually helped a lot, and it's a few things that kind of led up to that. One of like my first big gigs that I kind of took on was being the executive chef for Ruby Jean's Juicery and Kitchen. Shout out to Chris Good. Love you, man. He know that. But he took a chance on me at an early age, following me on social media, seeing the type of work that I was putting out. This was in the early stages of him. This was back when he was on Westport, when he had his first Ruby Jean's location. And, he was telling me, we sat down and talked, hey, I want to open up this restaurant, but it's going to be, strictly health stuff. Is that something that you're interested in and can do? I'm like, why not? Because I'm young, I was 21 at the time. So let me go ahead and take this big step and go into something new. So him giving me that opportunity, that ended up adding like a new skill set to my arsenal. So now I'm getting into health cooking. I'm doing that. And now that opened up the door for me to start working with more athletes. So a lot of Chiefs players started reaching out to me. Now I'm handling their meal preps throughout the week, helping them throughout the off season and during the season. And then on top of that, just now, okay, you're executive chef, and now you work with Chiefs players. That just brings now when celebrities coming to town too. Hey, man, I hear your name and you ring in. Can you do something when I come into town? So that started helping me out a lot too. So, I tell people a lot to really use social media in the right way, and don't, it's okay to have fun on
That's
it and whatnot.
Do you show your personality a lot on social media,
or do
you kind of
it's okay, it's a very fine line. Like, that's what a lot of these brands and even Hell's Kitchen, they was watching me for a year before they had reached out to me. And I didn't go find that. They found me. A lot of things happen like that. These brands, they love the type of personality that I display. And typically, like, even when it comes to music, like when I used to always ride around, listen to some Drake music, late at night, and companies and people, they will always point that out. They're like, man, you can really just be yourself behind camera. Actually, I used to be a little like, man, am I doing too much? But like, I didn't even display like cuss words like that. I didn't repost like really raunchy stuff, but I really wanted to make sure people knew me and that I was fun. Like, when I was young, I always had this running joke, and people would always ask me, but I always would talk about, man, I need me a cougar or a sugar mama, to help fund my career. And so when I would talk to people or hey, you find your sugar mama yet? You find that cougar yet? And I'm like, oh my God, like, people, and this is all different cultures, they really like vibing with me to that. So I'm like, okay, I could show my personality a little bit more while still not being like overly sharing myself or being something that I don't need to be. So no, I did display my personality as well too. I just had a fine line of what I would go out and show.
That's good to know. So yes, but keep it cute, y'all.
Keep it very cute. What they say. Clock it.
So you talked about Ruby Jeans, but I personally have been to a few restaurants that you have helped set the menu for.
Yes.
How many? And I love the Ruby Jeans is healthy.
Yes.
Yes, very healthy. But you've done some wings. You've done a lot of. How many restaurants would you say you've helped kind of launch as far as like their menu or inspiration?
I want to say, let's see, Ruby Jeans, Sauced, with me and my business partner worked on, Sweet Comforts KC, and Wingman. I did that one as well too. We had Just Slide, a slider spot. We had the What Truck, a food truck that we were doing at a point of time. And then I can't talk about it now, but I told you, it was going to be something, but I'm leaning on this year.
Okay, save it.
Working on something, yeah.
Save it. I think that's a rapid question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot. You've had a lot of influence in Kansas City.
Yes.
And
I'm appreciative of it. I'm glad people trust me.
And you just turned 30. So like that's a big pat on your back for
Thank you.
I'm going to say, thinking about high school to now and everything that you've named, that's a lot for 12 years?
Yeah.
That you've been able to accomplish, and it's only up from here.
Dang, you called me old. We've been out of school.
I'm older than you, but I'm not old, so. But okay, so Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
Let's go to that experience, and then let's just talk about your trajectory from there.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of big for KC to know somebody on there.
And that was, a very interesting time. So I filmed for that show when I was 23 years old. Like I said, they were watching me. They ended up reaching out through email. And at the point in time, it was like a lot of different shows that would do that, but sometimes it'd be spam. But when it was a show that big, I'm like, man, no, I'm just ignoring that email. And then like 2 days later, hey, this is really us. We really want to talk to you. I'm like, oh, shoot, this is real. So we got on a Skype call. We talked, and then I want to say 2 days later, they invited me out to LA to do my casting. And then 2 weeks later, I found out I was about to be actually getting casted for the show. So it was like a real fast little, process. And I had to fall off the face of earth. So like, I couldn't tell nobody, of course, like just close friends and family, take off of work. No, actually, I wasn't even working at that time. That's when I was actually working on my own. So that was the more easier part for myself.
Yeah.
And, I went and did that show. And even then, like, it was a hard part of my life, because I didn't do as well as what I wanted to do. And even when that show aired, like, I used to hate talking about it. That used to be, like, a thing that I ran from when people always wanted to talk.
Because I feel like it's so important. Winning is not, I mean, you didn't do horrible, but winning is not, like, how I feel like you grow in life.
Yes,
like
it's
you
not.
have to learn from your mistakes, and sometimes, well, all the time, hindsight is 2020.
Yep.
So looking back, it's like, okay, now I know if I go back in that situation, it's a high pressure situation. I feel like usually you kind of talked about you've been the man in charge.
Yeah.
So not being in charge,
It was different.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
It
probably
was
had to learn
so much different. And just touch on that. It took me until after the show aired in 2021. So filmed in 2019, and we went through the pandemic year.
It don't even
count. Right. And so then when 2021 came and it aired, it took me to the end of 2021 to kind of break out of that mindset of like being, nervous about it, or not wanting to talk about it. Like people in my city and like my close friends, they had to tell me how proud they were of me, of making it onto a show like that. Cause, I want to say, shoot, it's probably been like no more than 5-7 people that's been on national shows here in Kansas City. So, me being one of them is like a truly amazing thing to be able to do. And, I really didn't understand that at the time, just being young, because, just having that, I was used to winning so much, and that was like my first big L that I took in my mind. But just after people talking me out of it, it really brought me out of like a real little, like just a, not really depressive state, but just like that. Yeah, and I needed that for myself. If I was to go back now, I would kill it. That's a lot.
Bring them back.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
And funny thing, because like one of the questions was, do you watch Hell's Kitchen? Have you ever seen it? Yes. I'd never watched it a day in my life. I just took advantage of the opportunity. Yeah. So that was like another thing too. So now that I watch it and know it, it'll be like a completely different thing.
Yeah. Now you know. Now you're prepared, and that's part of growing too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So you've done that. You have your journey, and now you are doing programs for kids.
Yes.
And so what is the advice? You kind of talked about, that was your first big L. You kind of get through that. So what advice are now you giving how to cook, kind of their personality? Because I feel like you're kind of an all-in-one.
Yes. Getting started with this nonprofit and being able to go and give these kids free cooking classes, it's been one of the best parts of, like my recent life. I travel, I get to meet a lot of people, do a lot of things, but actually going back to the community and pouring back in, serving, that was like something my mentor always told me that I had to do. In order to grow, you have to serve, and that's the way that I pay my tithes and offering. My schedule, it doesn't allow me always to go to church, but I definitely, I'm in my Bible lab. Me and one of my good friends, we send verses to each other every day. But being able to actually pour back into these kids, it means a lot more because, especially these days, a lot of kids don't cook. They DoorDash now, which is it's crazy.
That's like we've come so far, but then as far as you come, you realize how far you got set back as well.
Yes. Oh my God. But getting to see their faces and show them, how simple recipes can be. And I break down like a lot of fun recipes, things that you would have in your kitchen already. Typically when we always start off these programs, like they are not excited at all. Like, me and my partner with that, hey, who are these guys, whatnot. And I always show up in some fly clothes, being myself, because I want them to know. Boom. Yes. And, I always go into like my story immediately. Okay, well, this is who I worked before. This is who I worked with. This is who I do, boo. And
you got to sell yourself to kids now because for one, they done got beside themselves.
Oh my God.
And so it's like, well, no, let me tell you who now I have to be popular to kids now. And it's like,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's been very funny and very like, it actually helps me a lot because it's relieving. It helps me with patience. It helps me with communication. Because if you can communicate with the youth, I feel like it starts to help you communicate even with your peers a lot better because, even us, we still have communication issues. With not everyone, but some people. But when you, that's true. When you can start communicating with them and really touch them, it makes you look back in the mirror at yourself, and it makes you want to fix things about yourself as well too. So working with these kids has been like one of the best parts of my life. Like as of right now, I would say.
What's your favorite meal that you've taught them?
I would have to say it was 2 of them.
Okay.
Because I grew up loving Chinese food. loving Chinese food. That's one of the things that I have, like my mom and grandma buy me every day. So one of the lesson plans that we do is always a fried rice, and I show them how easy it is to actually do that. And kids love fried rice, and there's so much you could do with it, so much you could put in it. So that's even one of my go-to meals. Like if I'm gonna cook for a woman or whatnot, like it's gonna be some type of fried rice, and I'm gonna add something to it, make it look pretty. No matter, it might be a little fried lobster tail, you know, it's a little something like that. But
okay, ladies.
Yeah. Not right now, ladies. Not right now.
Off the market. Off the market. Do not get in the DMs. but yeah, so I like crab rangoon.
Yeah.
And chicken. I am like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you are very picky. Are you still chicken tenders and fries type of? When are we gonna fix that? What your husband gonna say?
I don't know. We gotta find one. Yeah. Did you find yours in Kansas City? I don't know. I feel like
it was hard.
Kansas City is good for work, networking, as far as like professional.
Yeah, I have to date up.
I must say I have to bring somebody on that could talk about the dating life in Kansas City.
I'm gonna sit in on that too. Yeah. It's been good though right now. Like with me dating up, that's been a lot more suitable for me because I'm a lot more mature.
You are. I can see that.
And I'm not trying to be a young sugar daddy to these women.
So you reached your goal. Yeah. Okay. You gotcha. Speak it into existence.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna pray over you.
And then pray over my food appetite
that too.
Well.
We gotta fix that. Yes, we have to. Chicken tenders and fries.
I have tried everything that you have come up, but it's like
I understand.
French toast and I just can't do it. I don't know.
We're gonna fix that some type of way.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. What do your parents say about that?
Okay, so me and my sister are 9 years apart. I feel like when you're the baby, you have a younger sister. Your mama is probably like
3.
Okay, 3. But I know you have a baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, the little one. Yeah, that look just like me. Everybody thinks it's mine.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like your mama's probably like she can just do whatever. And that's how it was. And so it's kind of like
I get on her about that too. Yeah, my mom wasn't like mean to me or anything like that. She was very gentle, but she let them get away with so much.
And so that's kind of me. And so my parents was like. My dad's philosophy, my mom would try to make me. My dad's philosophy was you don't go to a restaurant and order something you don't like. Yeah. Don't make her eat something she don't like.
Okay. No, that's fair enough.
It's not a good philosophy when you're a kid, though, because you don't experiment with foods and you don't. So
I gotta take you on a food tour.
Okay.
That's what we gotta do.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah. And you just gotta eat. You can't think about it.
Okay. Make sure it is places you trust and
I got you.
Jayaun approved. I don't know. I'm gonna have to record this.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
Yeah, we get some content. Yeah, that'll be like a little offset of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably say everything is horrible, but don't take it personal. It could be the best food in the world, and I would just be like,
Fair enough.
But we're gonna try it.
All right.
There you go. Opportunities, people. We talked about that. Take those opportunities.
See.
Is there anything that you would want people to know about leadership and mentorship outside of food, like anything about you and things that you do?
Now, one thing I definitely will tell people, I think you should lean on mentorship.
How did you find yours?
Man, I was blessed with mine. All of mine came into my life. Like my Uncle Joey, who I met, and that's not even my real Uncle Joey. I met him when I was like 8, 9 years old. He was working in a barbershop. I think he was like 19, 20 at the time, and my mom just dropped me off over there, just to get a haircut. But his birthday is the day before mine, so he knew me like the back of his hand, and like we gravitated towards one another. So it started off with me sweeping up hair every weekend, Saturdays. That was my first job. At a young age, his first job I got fired from too.
You wasn't sweeping good enough?
I didn't show up for work one weekend without saying something. So that was like my first little work lesson right there. So he really, once he learned what he was teaching me, he really started, taking me under his wing. He would take me to business meetings with him. He taught me how to tie my first tie, bow tie. taught me how to count money, just all these types of things, and taught me how to be a gentleman. That's one of the most important things. Taught me how to open doors for women, who I need to be as a man, what a man should do. And he was still learning on his own, but if you got this young man that's following you, that looks up to you, and that was a person that I wanted to be like. Once he realized that became my true mentor more than anything. And then just actually sitting and talking to people, if I feel like their knowledge was really, something that I can grasp and add to myself, then I would really gravitate towards those people. And I'm one of those people that I listen to anybody talk. I don't care if we at the grocery store and an old man want to talk to me, an old woman want to talk to me, and it's just the quickest conversation. I feel like you should stop and listen to that, because sometimes that is just God communicating to you through other people, no matter what that message is. And I found myself in situations like that a lot. Even today, like one of my old Chiefs clients called me, and we were talking, and we just was both talking about, he just completed his 3rd therapy session this year. I just did my 4th, and we we needed to talk, and we were kind of going through the same thing. So I feel like people need to be more receptive to information and to listening to people, because we kind of talked about that too, especially the younger generation. They think they know it all. It's hard to tell them, things like that. But I didn't grow up like that. I feel like you should listen to everybody, even people your age sometimes, because everything you could take with a grain of salt as well too, especially if it's coming from us. But I feel like just me, I've always been a listener, and it just really transpired throughout all of life. And so I got blessed with a lot of my mentors just by listening, talking, and it's been the best thing ever for me.
That's good. Is there, learning all of this with your mentors and kind of throughout your career, is there anything that you would change about the culinary industry?
Yes. Okay. The one thing that I would change about it is to actually open up these young chefs that are going to school the different paths that they can take, rather than just being in a restaurant. Showing them that you can be a personal chef, or maybe a food stylist, or maybe a restaurant consultant, a menu developer. It's so, culinary school can be very just one,
black and white.
Yeah. And so that wasn't something for me. So that's why I always knew I wasn't going to do that. And just me, going back to using that social media and Instagram, that's when I used to get to see so much other things that you could do. And then just me trying stuff, so many opportunities would come in my way to, consult for other people, to work with other brands, to be a face of a company and be able to produce for them while getting paid. So I think more culinary schools should actually push that, rather than just this whole black and white agenda of just going, being a line cook, working your way up to a sous chef and an executive chef and maybe restaurant owner, because that's not for everybody at all.
Yeah. I definitely believe that. I believe that in any industry. I've had so many people come on the podcast, and even myself, when I talk about the development world, I'm like, I say I'm a developer, but that is not what I'm encouraging you to do. There's so many other things within the development world that you can do, whether it is cooking, or we have a marketing team, every job you can think of. And so
she's
it's really
a jack of all trades too.
I mean, it was a saying on TikTok. I did finally learn that full saying that it would. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can remember it.
Shit, I could remember it. Wait, let me see if I can remember it.
I'm getting old now.
No, we're not.
Jack of all trades, master of none, but the master of one is better than none.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
I like that. I've heard that before too.
So I had only heard the beginning of it. And so sometimes when you hear the beginning of that, you're like, you should probably focus and hone in on one thing. Learn as many things as you can. It's so good to get out there and explore and actually see what you like.
Definitely.
Because you do not want to be a line cook but a restaurant owner.
Restaurant owner, yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Can I add some things to your menu that I'm going to eat? Or
we going to have some
Are you going to do an American? Your dream would probably be Chinese.
I probably, that'll be like something, the second one. If I feel like the first one, it'll be more like a Asian fusion, American fusion style restaurant. I am working on something now, and it's in the early stages right now. I didn't think that I would do it. I was been talking to like one of my business partners. It's probably gonna be 2027, 2028. And then something ended up coming out on my footsteps at the door. So
I love that. But something you're currently doing that we didn't talk about is the nomad.
Yes. Yeah. So been getting to travel around the United States, hosting these 5-course cannabis dinners. That's been really interesting and fun. And, the funny thing about it, you would think it's just all these stoners and people like that coming to it.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, but it looks so elevated. When you posted the pictures, I was like, this is it feels classy. But when the name, cannabis, I'm like.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. 80% of our guests are first-time cannabis users.
Okay.
So we get to introduce them into cannabis in a really good, delicate way. I said delicate. I meant delicate way. I was using two words there. Yeah. So it's been really fun to like really explore and really learn that. It was something that I never expected to do as well either. I met him at one of his dinners 3 years ago now, and he ended up, hey, you're a good chef. Why don't you come out and do 2 courses with me? I'll pay you. I went to go help him with those 2 courses. He paid me like a ridiculous amount of money, and he was like,
he said,
you want to keep doing it? Yeah. So he just started sending me around the different cities with him, and then by the end of 2024, he was just real burnt out, and so 2025, I took over 90% of his touring routes for him, and so I started traveling the United States, hosting these dinners. I'm gone sometimes 2 weeks at a time, sometimes a month at a time. Like the end of this month, I'll be gone for 4 weeks.
Well, I'm glad we got you.
Yeah.
God, I was nervous.
No, most definitely. I'm always make time. So that's been like really fun to learn, get to meet new people, actually really get to know now that my food is good in many different cities. And, I used to always, one thing I used to hate, like when people are like, oh man, it's like one of the best meals I ever had. I really learned traveling around, sometimes these really are the best meals that people really have. Like, I don't like to hate on other cities, but some cities can't cook or the food really isn't that good.
I've been to a few.
Oh my God, where the soul food is horrible.
Yeah.
So if I bring some of that comfort style food to them, and that's what I like to do typically when I do these, I do either like a soul or a comfort style, and I still do like some of my elevated menu items that I do, but these menu items that I've been giving them, like, man, we can't find that here. We're so happy that you're doing this. This is like one of the best ever.
And it probably helps that they're a little hot, like,
oh my God,
they can taste the flavors. I'm like picturing Ratatouille.
Yep.
Like when he has the colors going and everything, I feel like that's how people feel when they're eating. Oh my God.
And then when they leave, my favorite thing, just look at everybody's eyes. When you look at everybody's eyes, you'll know how well it worked as well too.
That's
and
good.
We do a really good job with like them not being able to taste the actual marijuana in it. So it's like very subtle. Only in dessert is when I really punch them, and then they can smell it, taste it, everything. Yeah. So that's been really fun. It's been really fun for myself.
Do you have to know math to do that, or just
you do? No, you do have to know math, because you have to break down like all the milligrams and how you serving people. And so everybody that comes to these dinners, they dose on an individual dosing scale, and that dosing scale ranges 1 through 5. So 1 being 5 milligrams, 2 being 10, 325, 450, 500. So, when people sit down, we make sure they don't move seats so we can be able to assign them their dosing level. And then, as we're going throughout this 5-course dinner, we're dosing people differently on each course with that seating chart and whatnot. So it's really fun for people, to actually, dive into it and ease their way into it. But, you do have to end up learning the math. And I used to be a horrible math person, but this helped me get so much better at math. Yeah.
I still suck at math.
So, it's tough.
Forever learning.
I got really good at mental math now, too.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to.
I was about to say,
don't be trying to test me.
I wouldn't
right
know
now.
if you were right or wrong. I would have to ask Jordan over there.
Yeah. You shh.
I was like, okay, yep, whatever you say.
Yeah, when you get put on the spot, that's when you start forgetting everything.
Oh, listen, I will not do that.
Good.
I would just be lying. Our audience would have to tell us in the comments if it was right or wrong.
Fair enough.
Okay. Are you ready for rapid fire questions?
Let's get it.
Favorite dish to cook under pressure?
Fried rice.
I knew it. One ingredient that always surprises people.
Oh man, salt and pepper.
Okay. What is it about salt? This is not a. That was not a rapid fire. Okay.
Because most people, they always think that you need to go overboard with your seasonings. Most of the time, all you need is salt and pepper. So when I tell people after they ate some, man, what you season with? Just salt and pepper.
Okay.
Salt and pepper. And it always blows in my nothing else. Yeah, salt and pepper. The only thing I'll probably have some granulated garlic, max.
Okay.
Not all things, but mostly, yeah.
Okay. A meal that instantly reminds you of home.
Anything hibachi. It's just that something about that Asian food that I love.
Say, are you addicted to fire? Or?
And then Cajun, because of my grandma. Okay. Her being from Mobile, Alabama, spending a lot of time, back there going to Mardi Gras and everything. So anytime like I see a Cajun menu or taste it, I can tell if it's really authentic or if they know what they're doing or not.
Okay. If you weren't a chef, what would you be doing?
A barber.
A barber. You're going to go back to it even though you were fired?
Yeah, I would do that. Well, sweeping hair. Yeah. But I really wanted to be like my Uncle Joey so bad. So, and I was just talking about this last night with somebody. I was just telling them, like, I really wish I would have kept going with that because the type of clients I get, man, listen, I would breathe. Exactly. Boy, I'll be making something good. I'm making money, but even.
And barber, all in one. Yeah.
Boom. I'm going to my clients. How you need a cut, too. Let's go.
You would for sure excel in that.
Yes.
What is the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice that I ever gotten, I think the best piece of advice that I got that in order to get to where you're going, you have to serve. In all ways, between your community, your family, your friends, the people that you work with, you have to be a good person. You have to serve. You can't just coast in life just thinking that, you can get to where you're going without not helping somebody. So that's a very important thing. I make sure that I'm there for my friends when I can be. And I used to be a person that didn't show up for people because I was so self-centered around my own career and getting to where I needed to go that I missed out on so many moments. So now I make sure that, I show up for a lot of people when I can in my capacity. And that's been a really great thing for me. My blessings keep increasing. The more that I better myself, the better my blessings have gotten. And I could truly say that. I stand on that.
Okay, that's good. I was going to say if you want to leave us with any last words of wisdom, but I feel like that was perfect. That was perfect. So serve, listen, take those opportunities that come your way, and just be a good person. And if you don't know how to be, go to therapy.
Oh my God, go to therapy. Yes, go to therapy. You learn a lot. I've been learning so much, and I started in January. And, I'm not the same person I was in December 2025. I would say that, yeah. And so I know it's still more room to grow. It's definitely going to be this fighting battle, ongoing battle that you're going to have to do. You're going to slip back. Don't let that, deteriorate yourself. We keep going and growing because we all go through stuff. So I think we all got to, keep one foot above the next one.
Well, on that note, happy belated birthday. Welcome to the 30s Club.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the advice that you gave us. We will see you next time.